Imagine you can't see. You're on a bus and you're not entirely sure which stop is yours. For some, this isn't a thought. This is a reality.
My story starts in Wales when I was 17. I'd spent about £200 on learning how to drive. The day came for the test, and when I took the test I failed on the eyesight, which was kind of a surprise for everybody and myself. So I got referred to the eye hospital in Newport, South Wales, where they did a few tests, and the diagnosis came back then that I'd been diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa, which is a genetic disease that affects the retina in my eyes, and it's a degenerative disease that will get slowly worse over the years to come. And in fact, one of the things the doctor did tell me was that by the time I'm 40, I'd be completely blind. So unfortunately I lost my job through my eyesight, because my boss at the time and company at the time I worked for weren't the best, and pretty much as soon as I told them, they got rid of me. There was no other job. So age 30, I had no job, and pretty much coming to terms with sight loss. It's kind of like my ultimate goal when I did get William was to get back to work, and I did kind of focus on where would I like to work. And knowing what the guys did here for me, I'd like to do for other people. So my main aim was to get a job with guide dogs, and lucky enough, I did that. I can make out not features as much as I'm presuming that's kind of maybe brown hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can just make out shapes, not fine detail as in exactly what you look like, and in the room as well I can just about make out there's a table to my right, but it's very fuzzy images because I've got about 10% vision, so in my left eye it's pretty good. Well, when I say pretty good, it's 10%, it's better than my right eye. My job is a mobility service support worker. I take care of the admin side of guide dogs and the admin side of the clients. I use a varied amount of technical assistive technology, from a screen reader that'll read out what's on the screen. I also invert my colours, so instead of having a white background with black writing, I'll have a black background with white writing. I have on my phone, I have the white writing with the black background. The font size is a lot bigger. There's a zoom feature where I can just, with a flick of my finger, zoom. It was actually my rehab worker who noticed that I wasn't getting on with my white cane training, and she suggested I apply for a guide dog. I've been on the list for 6 or 7 months, and I got a phone call one day to say from a guide dog instructor here called Paco, and he was just asking if I'd like to come out with him one day and just see what it was like and feel what it was like just to have a guide dog. So I agreed, and he took me down to Portobello and opened up the back of the van, and in the back of the van there was this short little dog, black lab, tiny, called Brandy. So he took me out with her and we walked down the streets on harness. So we got back to the van after that walk. He said, right, I'm going to try with another dog now, just to see a bit bigger. And that's when he opened the door up again, and there was William. Big, huge, flat coat retriever. And so he harnessed him up and we went off again. And this time it felt a lot better, and it felt, I don't know, it felt like I was just walking naturally on my own, because William, I don't know, it just seemed to click.
The matching process is the crucial moment on the life of a guide dog. We always say that there is always somebody right for them out there, but essentially we'll be looking at a number of factors like speed, workload, the level of distraction on the dog, maybe, you know, how distracted they get, if the guide dog owner can manage that level of distraction. So what we tend to do when we highlight someone, we tend to give them a call, go along with the dog and just go for a test drive. What she'd be thinking is that she needs to walk on a straight line from A to B, trying to avoid any obstacles that she finds in between. Straight on, super tail. Straight on. Find the pole. Find the pole. Find the pole. Sit. Good girl. Super tail. Wait. Yay. Well done. That is a common belief among the public, that the dog actually can read the traffic light and see the green man. The dog actually doesn't have the responsibility to say when it's safe to cross. That responsibility relies on the guide dog owner. Jenny has been bred by ourselves. We breed most of our stock, and she spent 4 months in Forfar, where she did her basic training, and then she came to me. Actually, at the end of this week, we are going to take her to somebody else, to someone who might be the future guide dog owner for Jenny.
The training is intense, and it's for 2 weeks complete solid, and it's a lot to take in. It's not just picking up a dog and going. It's not like you're picking up your dog and we're off, we're going to Morrison's. No, it's not like that. I kind of almost say it's like learning how to drive again.
I always compare it with with driving, okay? I use always the same analogy. It's like if you come to me and you say, "Oh, Paco, I need a car to get from A to B," and I said, "Okay, well, tell me how fast you drive. Tell me how many miles you do a year. Tell me what kind of roads you drive on, and I'll go away and I'll try to find the right car for you and make it for you and build it for you."
If I took a bus trip from here going home, I'd get to a bus stop, standard it, and most bus drivers will pull up, open the doors and shout the bus number to me, and just to inform me what bus they are, and that's great. So then I'll get on the bus. You're on the bus and you're moving. Most bus drivers will ask where I want to get off, and if I know where I'm getting off, and they will shout for me, "This is your stop, mate," and that's brilliant. But I've had some experiences where the drivers just forgot. So one day I was going down to Portobello, and I've ended up in Musselburgh because the driver's forgotten. Then you're dropped off in the middle of nowhere. You have no idea where you are. So it's kind of confusing and a bit distressing.
Individual bus drivers can be fantastic and very helpful, but with the best will in the world, sometimes they forget to remind people what stop it's at. Talking buses, the technology, audio-visual technology is available on trams, on trains. So we're petitioning the UK government, the Westminster government, to make sure that they're available on board all public buses as well.
With William, I lost 2 stone in weight. I was able to go to a pub on my own. I went to a rugby match on my own. I did loads of stuff, just me and William, and it's been a total life changer. And I wouldn't be here today without William. And actually, one of the first walks I did with William on my own was to walk to the pub to meet Christine after work. I know it sounds like a mundane thing, just walking to the pub to meet your mate or your girlfriend for a pint. But if you haven't done that in 10 years and you were so scared to go out your front door, to do it now, it's amazing. It's a liberating experience. It's almost like being in prison. I've been let out. Because I know the motto in guide dogs is, we change lives, but no, I think they kind of save them as well, because I didn't have much of a life before, but with my partner Christine and William, I've got a much better life, and now I'm back working as well. First time in 10 years since I got sacked. I've actually got a job. I don't claim benefits anymore. We're able to go on holiday. My life's just totally changed, and it's totally changed for the better. And that's due to guide dogs.